So the proper stuff is back for Liverpool then? Well, sort of. The Community Shield may not be the biggest piece of silver up for grabs for the Reds this coming campaign, but lifting it at Wembley today will be no bad thing in an effort to further foster that winning feeling at Anfield. Fresh off their Premier League title, there are plenty of options for Arne Slot at left back and in midfield, but there is a worrying lack of depth at centre back at present, and with Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez both now out the door, the need for another attacker is clear also. Let's see what happens with a certain Sweden international at Newcastle United. Ryan Gravenberch is suspended for next week's big kickoff at home to Bournemouth, so it might be futile to start him in this one. Florian Wirtz gets the nod though. The Germany international looks a hugely exciting talent. Alisson Becker can start to build up some fitness and momentum, having missed a chunk of preseason for private reasons, while Ibrahima Konate will partner Virgil van Dijk in the hope that both come through unscathed. Okay, it may not be a competitive match, but it's as good as one. And the Community Shield offers a chance for Liverpool to snaffle some more silverware. What, then, is Reds boss Arne Slot to do? With only 5 days until the real stuff begins at home, Bournemouth, it's time to go as strong as possible, albeit with one eye on the base of the midfield that probably won't start against the Cherries. Alexis Mac Allister is still getting up to speed and can have the final half hour of the game against Palace, while Ryan Gravenberch is suspended for the Premier League opener. So it's a good chance to see what Dominic Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones can do as a partnership. The rest of the team picks itself, with Connor Bradley unlikely to be risked at right back, meaning a start for Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez ahead of Andy Robertson at left back. Alisson Becker is back and needs time in goal, with Ibrahima Konate joining Virgil van Dijk at the heart of the defense. Record signing Florian Wirtz plays behind the front three of Cody Gakpo on the left, Mohamed Salah on the right, and new boy Hugo Ekitike up front. Expect strong minutes from Rio Ngumoha in the second half. However, the Community Shield offers Liverpool not only the first chance of silverware of the season, but also acts as their final dress rehearsal before the start of their Premier League campaign. Arne Slot needs to go strong. Alisson Becker is available again, and after limited action throughout pre-season so far, he needs to start in goal to get some much-needed minutes. Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez are both handed debuts at fullback, with Virgil van Dijk returning from illness to partner Ibrahima Konate and captain the side. Dominic Szoboszlai joins Ryan Gravenberch in midfield, with Alexis Mac Allister still feeling his way back from injury. Meanwhile, Hugo Ekitike starts in attack with Florian Wirtz at number 10, as the pair are also handed debuts, with Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo completing the she on the flanks. Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Kostas Tsimikas' absence explained as Liverpool transfer interest grows. Kostas Tsimikas is edging nearer a Liverpool exit after being left out of the squad for the Community Shield clash against Crystal Palace. Tsimikas was not part of the travelling party that made the trip to Wembley for the traditional curtain raiser to the new campaign between the Premier League champions and FA Cup winners on Sunday afternoon. The Greek international featured regularly throughout the preseason program under Arne Slot at both left back and centre back, but with Liverpool already having £40 million new man, Milos Kerkez and experienced Andy Robertson as options on the left side of the defence, the Reds are willing to allow Tsimikas to depart after almost 5 years at the club. Nottingham Forest were interested in Tsimikas earlier in the summer, with owner Evangelos Marinakis, a compatriot of the player, understood to be keen on his signing. Promoted Leeds United have also been linked with the 29-year-old, with a number of other clubs from the Premier League and overseas also expressing an interest. Liverpool, though, will only consider a permanent exit for Tsimikas and will not entertain any loan offers. The Reds have been expected to trim their left-back options following the arrival of Kerkez in June, with Robertson a target for Atletico Madrid earlier in the transfer window before the Spanish side trained their sights elsewhere. Liverpool took another step in overhauling their squad on Saturday evening when Darwin Núñez completed a move to Saudi Pro League side Al Hilal for a potential £56 million. It means the Reds could ultimately make more than LP 200 meters from sales this summer. How to watch Liverpool versus Crystal Palace Community Shield. Liverpool fans will be heading down in their thousands to Wembley Stadium this morning for the Community Shield fixture against Crystal Palace. Traditionally seen as the curtain raiser to the new season, the fixture sees the winners of the Premier League take on the FA Cup holders for the first piece of silverware. While it is not seen as the most coveted trophies of the campaign, Arne Slot will be hopeful of starting the season off on the right foot against Oliver Glasner's side. Of course, the Reds qualified for today's match after winning the Premier League last season by a comfortable margin. As for Palace, they secured their place in the final and Europe after beating Manchester City under the Arch in May. The last time these two sides played a competitive fixture was against each other on the final day of the Premier League season. The match ended in a 1-1 draw at Anfield as Ismaila Sarr's opener was cancelled out late on by Mohamed Salah. Ryan Gravenberch was earlier sent off in the second half. Mohamed Salah sends Liverpool message after £300 million. Transfer deals I don't want. Mohamed Salah has urged Liverpool supporters not to place too much pressure on the raft of new signings as the Reds prepare for the new campaign. Arne Slot's Premier League champions will aim for another trophy when they take on FA Cup winners Crystal Palace in the Community Shield at Wembley on Sunday afternoon. Liverpool have undergone an extensive squad rebuild this summer, with 8 new arrivals bought for a combined total of almost £300 million. Club record £116 million, signing Florian Wirtz, £79 meters, Hugo Ekitike, 40 meters, Milos Kerkez, and £29 million Jeremy Frimpong are all likely to feature against Palace, with £29 million goalkeeper Georgi Mamardashvili also in the squad, and Salah, who became Liverpool's record by in June 2017. Before being usurped by Virgil van Dijk 6 months later, believes the new recruits should be given time to prove they belong. At Anfield, I just don't want people to forget that we won the Premier League with the players we already have, he said. The ones coming now, they need to earn that thing in the media. They also need to show their quality and give it all to the fans. I don't want the fans to be just overexcited and also put pressure on them before they did anything. It's very good signings, but they need to show that in the games and to show that to the club. In a joint interview with LFC TV, skipper Van Dijk also highlighted the difficulties in adapting to a move to Liverpool, but is confident the new arrivals can benefit from the assistance of the more experienced members of the squad. So far, they have been great, said Van Dijk. Obviously, it's not easy to come to a club like Liverpool and show yourself straight away, but I'm very confident that the guys that are added to the team, they can play a good part in, hopefully, success this season. But there's a lot more than just playing football to being part of Liverpool. That's what we are also here for. We have to be there for the guys, and we will be. On the other hand, don't see that Florian Wirtz sent Liverpool message after training ground revelation. Milos Kerkez believes Liverpool have acquired a special player in Florian Wirtz, as the duo aim to win silverware at the first time of asking for their new club. Kerkez and Wirtz have both been acquired this summer as part of a strong recruitment drive led by Reds sporting director Richard Hughes and head coach Arne Slot. Wirtz became Liverpool's club record signing when snapped up for £116 million from Bayer Leverkusen in June, with Bayern Munich, Manchester City and Real Madrid having also courted the Germany international. Both Kerkez and Wirtz are strongly fancied to start when slots premiere. League champions take on FA Cup winners Crystal Palace at Wembley on Sunday afternoon in the Community Shield. Kerkez has been impressed by his fellow newcomer, even if he would jokingly prefer him not to be quite so proficient during training sessions. Obviously, he's very talented, said the left-back. All the guys know and everyone watches him in the Bundesliga. He's a special player, really. He's really technically gifted. I don't see that level of quality too often. He does special things often, maybe too much in a session, and also in a game, Kerkez added, with the ball. You don't see that in too many players, how he carries the ball, how he does stuff in small spaces. If you give him 1 or 2 meters, he's going to get you. He's really special in tight spaces. Just the vision of the passes is special. You can only see in previous preseason games. He will be a great addition to this club. On the other hand, Liverpool lineups versus Crystal Palace as Alexis Mack, Alistair, and Hugo Ekitike decisions made. Almost there. The end of a long wait without competitive action is fast approaching, with Liverpool preparing to begin the defense of the record-equaling 20th championship, secured in emphatic fashion last season. The Reds' final warm-up game comes in the form of the traditional curtain raiser to the campaign on Sunday afternoon, when they take on Crystal Palace at Wembley, having ended last season with a 1-1 draw against the Londoners at Anfield. And here the Echo writers consider how Liverpool could line up for the clash against the FA Cup winners. Thank you for watching. Like and comment, subscribe.